I advocate Shruti Bis, practicing lawyer in Supreme Court of India and the National President of Cyber Security Council. Today we are here to discuss on the effective use of the blockchain in the legal sector and the future in our country. Recent decision of Honorable Supreme Court of India in Internet Mobile Associations versus RBI has brought the legal sector's attention back to the distributed ledger technology that form the very basis of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Even though the law to regulate cryptocurrencies is in the nascent stage, the underlying blockchain technology has taken the front with its widespread application in almost all the legal sphere. The decade-old blockchain has spread wildlife in the last 2-3 years and is being explored by major Fortune 500 companies for its practical benefits in business operations and security. The blockchain technology is basically a repository of digital records which are cryptically stored using a cryptographic hash. In simple words, a blockchain is a method of storing data in blocks which eventually form a chain. For each data stored in a block, a hash is generated. The hash is process algorithm which turns large amount of data into a fixed length. Now, for example, the word mouse using the hash function can be cryptographically reduced to one F435. Simply put it in other words, that hash is like a fingerprint, and just as a fingerprint contrasts from one person to another, so does the hash. So for every individual data, there would be a separate hash that will be more accountable, more efficient, and more transparent as well. The blockchain has found its way in the banking and the financial service. Now it's important to have its entry into the legal sector. Now, how we use it in the legal sector can recently be seen that how during the pandemic, the virtual court hearings were there and the entire paperless filings were there. The entire credit for the digitalization of the courts should be given to the Supreme Court's E-Committee headed by Honorable Justice D.Y. Chandrachud. The E-Committee, by swiftly implementing a contingency plan, has enabled our courts to continue operating even during this pandemic, thus helping thousands to get justice. In other countries, if you compare to Switzerland, UAE, Canada, the blockchain technology, especially in the legal sector, is way ahead and has been much implemented. So this is our country's time to look forward towards a better legislation in the blockchain. The idea of integrating the blockchains in the legal sector has also been given by the Niti Aayog in the blockchain report. This is the first step of the legislature to actually, have a better strategy and consolidate and implement the blockchain technology in our country, especially in the legal sector. Now, how the blockchain technologies can be utilized in the legal sector can be started off with a simple blockchain in the legal field, such as the smart contracts. Now, what are smart contracts? They are much higher. Smart contracts are basically user-defined and tailor-made computer codes or software programs which work independently. Simply each smart contract can be programmed in such a way that the execution of every action will depend upon the completion of certain parameters. The parameters are pre-coded into the smart contracts and will get triggered once the corresponding action defined under the set parameter is fulfilled. For example, the transfer of the payment from A to B will happen only upon fulfilling the certain parameters such as the delivery of the goods in proper manner if the action defined will not get triggered. A doorbell, for example, will only alert you once the bell switch is pressed and not otherwise. Similar application happen in the smart contracts. Although it may seem that the actual functions performed by the smart contracts are rudimentary in nature, however, in reality, the entire process is highly complex and capable of handling the sophisticated transaction. It will further be wrong to assume that the smart contracts will not give rise to litigations or will soon replace lawyers. Although a smart contract has higher accuracy than traditional contract, but it does not think independently. A smart contract will only do when it is specifically told to do. That means it would be human operated smart contracts. Now, as far as the legality of the smart contracts is concerned, the definition of Section 10 of the Indian Contract Act gives a hint that the smart contracts are legally acceptable instrument. However, more clarity can be obtained once the legislature takes a suitable action defining and codifying the same. Now, blockchain-based online dispute resolutions, that is the court of the future, is the second most important parameter in which the blockchain can actually be used. The commercial arbitration is preferred choice of major economic players because of being time effective, neutral, and having high level of confidentiality. However, with the emergence of the several blockchain-based ODR platform providing low-cost resolution facilities, parties across the cross-border international dispute, blockchain technology is slowly creeping into the traditional space of dispute resolution. Blockchain ODR has the potential to help small and medium-scale players settle dispute at comparatively lower cost. With recent example of many jurisdictions adopting the model of the blockchain ODR, it will not be out of place to assume the courts of the future may carry a better chance of providing cost-effective resolution to commercial dispute. In ancestral-based arbitration, the online dispute resolution and blockchain is well implemented. Now, if we see the Indian judiciary, even in the general application, it can be utilized. It is benefiting by uniting and synthesizing all parties in litigation, that is, the lawyers, experts, investigative agencies, on a single blockchain platform. It will be possible to provide a secure and safe digital space for consistent, timely, and economically feasible exchange of documents between the agencies. This shall further ensure that the information that is accessed on the blockchain network is guaranteed safe and cannot be changed, as the burden of assessing the reliability of these blocks information is on the miners, that is, the participant who validate the authenticities of the new block. If the blockchain is incorporated in the legal industry, it will see the benefits in the operation as well as in the security aspect. Even in the trial where you have to say the judgments, the warrants, the bails, the information, the history sheets of the criminals, if blockchain is utilized, then it can help the judges know the better, false, and the right evidences. The evidences recorded in the electronic format will be more authentic, transparent, and it will benefit the judges to know the false and the right ones. So this is actually going to be beneficial in the trial mechanism as well. The accessibility of the evidence stored in the blockchain database in the judicial proceedings need to be backed up by an appropriate legislative action via the judicial pronouncement, which will pave way for accessibility of the blockchain evidence in the court proceedings. To conclude, the discussion paper of the Niti Aayog on the blockchain is the best effort in the past 2-3 years to actually implement blockchain in our country. Recently, in July 2020, Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji has also recognized blockchain as an opportunity in the frontier technology due to its widespread impact and the effective use. To conclude, absolute, safe and secure time-stamped blockchains records can prove useful in the judicial barriers, and while the policies and regulation of functional application of blockchains along with other implementation prerequisites should be devised by the legislature to allow the blockchain environment to sustain. Thus, we look forward for the Indian government to bring the blockchain technologies in the legal industry at par with countries across the globe. Thank you.